Alright guys, welcome to another video from Egne. We'll be going into another series of the island. I am drinking a little bit, so we'll try to get through this as much as we can. I wanted to wait until the island actually started to be able to do this video, as this is a progression to my island series. But before we go into that, we'll go into the normal verbatim shit. First off, there will be a link in the description below. This is a link to our Discord, which is used as a community tool. So there's absolutely no bashing, no bullying, no being an asshole. We're just not going to allow it because we're going to kick you out immediately. If you want to come in and use it as the community tool it's meant to be helping each other and getting advice and such, you are more than welcome. On top of that, as we progress in followers and subscribers and such, eventually YouTube will start monetizing my content. When they do, for the first 3 months, I will be giving 100% away to those that are in the Discord and following this YouTube channel. I will require proof of both before I give away the winnings. This will be done in a bi-weekly raffle draw for the first 3 months. After the first 3 months, it will be a 25% of the winnings, or monetary pay, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, to one person in a monthly rate. So with all that aside, alright, let's get right into it. So we're going to be going over island selections, selection period, plus what do you do when you first get into the island. So first off, let's go over the selection process. Like, what do you actually want to select as an area? Now, we frankly got a rather bad area this time, but I'll go over the plus and minuses of both areas. So we'll go over blue first. The positive of it is it has access to this bonus area. The bonus area for pink and blue is pretty much a guaranteed second place no matter what, just because you have access to more buildings, etc., etc. The disadvantage of blue is no matter what, it has the longest area in Clash to be able to get to the Clash Wonder and to the tree. So with that being the case, the way to play blue is to really treat it as it is a marathon. You want to be doing everything at a very slow pace because you're never going to reach anything first. So you never want to treat it as if you're going to reach first. So you also want to select your allies in the same way. So if you're going like for the bonus area, you're going to want to try to make an agreement with the pink area to where, you know, you have some kind of friendly fight for it. Same for the Clash area. Have some kind of friendly fight for it. Trade off as buffs are needed. Try to make them allies, or at the very least, have some way of making a friendly fight out of it. Now we go into brown. Brown has a very distinct disadvantage all the way around, and is frankly probably the worst area to select. It still has 2 walls to defend, plus it has a long way to the Wonder. It has a long way to the Clash Wonder, and it has an even longer way to the Tree Wonder. So it makes it very hard to play brown and honestly ever win. Now green, or neon, whatever you want to call it. It has one of the longest ranges to Wonder, but to Clash Wonder, it has the shortest range. To Tree, it has an equal long range. So it has its plus and its minuses as far as that. Now we move on to purple. Medium range to the Wonder. Pretty far range to the Clash Wonder, but it has one of the shortest routes to the tree. So that works out pretty well in their favor. We move on to yellow. Pretty long range to their actual Wonder. Medium range to the Clash Wonder. Actually, for this particular clash, it's actually one of the shortest. We actually have the shortest because we're going to be able to hop off multiple buildings to be able to get to it. But to the tree has the same as the other three. Now with us, which were teal, we have a pretty long range to the tree. One of the shortest distances to the Wonder, like I just said, but we have a long trek to the tree. But once we're actually to the tree, we have a couple buildings we can bounce off, so we actually have one of the shortest. Orange. Orange has one of the distinct abilities and disadvantages at the same time, because their clash area is only paired with pink. So they will only ever have to either team up with pink or fight against pink in their clash area. And they actually have, let me look at this to make sure. Yeah, they actually have not, I mean, it's far, but at the same time, they have one of the shortest ways to the tree, but if they can fight and beat pink, or if they team up pink, they don't have a bad time in the clash zone. Now, pink has the utmost best standing as far as this entire island, to be honest. They have one of the shortest routes to the Clash Wonder. They have the shortest route to the Area 51. They have the shortest route to their own Wonder and Clash. And then they also have the shortest route to the tree. So pink by far is the best color to ever get. That's the one you want to shoot for pretty much no matter what. Now, once you actually get into the island, the first things you want to do is you want to start establishing some rules. So, like, some of the rules that we have is only one lizard. We do this from the very start just to be able to prepare for the later on. We only do one lizard at reset, just to be able to, so that everybody has their stamina. So later on, when we actually get into clash area and such, into the tree, we're going to be doing a lot more fighting. So we want people to have their stamina, because honestly, when you get into the later game, it becomes a battle of stamina over a battle of actual might. So that's one thing to keep in mind, because this is not a marathon. This is not a race. It is a marathon. So you want to be able to work yourself around being able to do that marathon. Now, when you get into it, one of the first things you want to do is go and collect your nodes. I actually have 2 more that I didn't even realize that I need to go collect. Now, with this, you're going to have to find out what you're actually able to hit. And I'm scrolling down because I'm trying to find that little tier list that it gave me, because I tried a level 9 and a level 8 before I came in here. And it gave me, oh no, that's not it, system. Okay, so it's going to give you this list, which is basically, it's telling you what they suggest you to be able to hit. Now, for me, like I'm able to take level 7s, which is suggesting season 11s to be able to hit it. But you don't necessarily need to find this chart. Like you can, whatever tier trooper you are, you can really try one above it to see if you're strong enough, and go from there. But when you get in, after building towers and such, you really need to start getting your tiles as soon as possible, because that's what's going to help you start to get the troops you need to be able to fight later on. And honestly, if you have a severely active alliance or anything like that, those troop tiles are going to disappear really quickly. So you need to try to get them as fast as you can, and honestly, you need to try to get them daily until you get into the clash area to where you actually start fighting, and where stamina is more needed towards fighting people and etc. etc. Warzone, lizard rallies, bunny rallies, insects, the whole 9 yards, they really take a back seat at this time. And you need to instill that into your people, because there are going to be people that do max rallies that reset, hour-long rallies, etc., etc. But you really need to get it in their mind from the beginning that yes, whereas it's not imperative right now, it's going to be. So you need to really get them in that role to where they're ready to fight at any given time, especially when you're in a shitty ass position like we are right now, to where we're really going to need to be on the ball to have any chance of winning. Now, as far as diplomacy, I spoke on this before, but typically with diplomacy, the minimal that you want to do is you want to have one ally that is in your clash area and one ally that is in each of the other clash areas, and one ally, well, which would be in the clash area anyway, but one ally that you work closely with that you are neighbored to. So minimal allies that you should have is at least 3, because you want one in every clash area to be able to have, honestly, any chance in the tree area. So that's something you want to focus on pretty quickly, figuring out who that is, figuring out who your best options are. Make those bonds pretty quickly and work from there. Now, as far as building upgrades, these buildings are really weak. So you can see what I did first day. I got my queen. So what I try to focus on is like things that benefit my ants overall. And then of course my production rate as far as seasons. So I have my production, my attack, a little bit of health, more attack, and more attack, defense, and health. So this is what you, I can actually do a little bit more. This is what you really want to focus on in your first days. If you're not a rally lead or somebody that hits harder, you can, go towards more of the durability factor to where you go into your other rally centers and such. But I would really suggest as a attacker that you're going to want to, or a defender for that matter, you're going to want to go into more of the things that benefit your ants overall versus the building, because the buildings are weak anyway. We can take down a full wonder in literally about 5 minutes. So that's without building upgrades. So you really don't need to worry or focus on that. Now that might change in Baron, and we'll go into that when Baron leases. But we'll see about that. But anyway, on top of that, what I always suggest to people, as much as you possibly can, build your towers tip to tip. Tip to tip covers the most area that you possibly can. You can teleport on top of insects to be able to make them disappear. And I can show you that right now. Hold on. Let me see if anybody's on. Let's see if anybody's on real quick. As far as if you need to place towers, or if you just frankly need to port to that position, you can actually port on top of insects, which is a bug that they have not fixed yet. You can actually port on top of those insects, which helps you with tower placement or anything like that. Sorry for that little break. But yeah, let's see if they do it real quick so I can show you. Hoorah. Teamwork does make the dream work. Let's see if he does it. Sorry for the delay. I didn't plan this, but I wanted to show it. Come on. Oh, hell. I might have to do it myself and cut my gathering short. Oh, no. Alright, I'm going to do it myself. Alright. So if you go to it, you can go like this. There you go. You can delete an insect. You can't do that to tiles, you can't do it to groundhogs, you can't do it to anything like that, but you can do it to insects. So that's a little something to be able to help you. Sorry, that took a little minute to be able to manage. That's kind of something new that not a lot of people really know yet. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully this video in entirety helps. I'll be, as we go through Island, giving various tips throughout the way about how to do mud skipper, how to do a lot of different things. This is part of the Island guide, so hoping it helps. If you like it, subscribe, invite your friends to it, because again, as they start to monetize and the more subscribers we have, I'll have the ability to be able to give you all something back for following me and actually looking at these videos. So with that, Igna is out.